Thanks, Natasha.
Let's get to News Nation's Robert Sherman, who's live on the ground in Tel Aviv tonight. Robert, what are you monitoring?
Yeah, and Natasha, it's a pretty striking feeling here because this has been such a rather quiet day on the ground here in Tel Aviv. And there's just been this feeling in the air that something was in store for this evening. And there was a few different indicators that we had been tracking throughout the day leading to this moment here. For one, there was guidance given by the Homefront Command in Israel that nothing was changing until Monday. I say that because the last go-around, right before the Israelis had carried out those strikes directly on Iran, similar guidance was given from the Homefront Command. Nothing to worry about, nothing to change. Go about your day-to-day as if normal. In both of these cases, that guidance was given down from the Homefront Command here in Israel. There was also the comments that have been made by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over the last 24 hours, in which he said that the Israelis would be prepared to proceed forward with or without the United States as assistant. They are prepared to take the fight to Iran for, quote unquote, as long as it takes. And now you see this maneuver being conducted here today, reportedly in conjunction with Israeli forces here. This is something that we're continuing to monitor here, the potential for the dialogues taking place between Jerusalem and Washington. But I would point you also to the conversations that we've had with the Prime Minister's office in recent days. Exactly how in touch have Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump been? Some of our sources within the Prime Minister's office have described it as constant. More than daily was how one source described it, as they were rather consistently maintaining these dialogues between one another here. And the Prime Minister even saying publicly that this relationship between the U.S. and Israel was about as ironclad as it had ever been. And so now this operation has been carried out here by the United States, and it is a rather quiet evening here in Tel Aviv right now. But all indications have pointed to that whether it's U.S. forces around the region or whether it's Israeli forces or Israeli civilians, to be vigilant for the possibility of retaliation. None that we're monitoring yet at this juncture. But one thing that has been a consistent parallel since we've been here, Natasha, is the landscape here in the Middle East, especially now, has a habit of changing rapidly at a moment's notice.
Yes, certainly,
Natasha.
Robert. And is this a victory of sorts for Israel tonight? Because as you were alluding to, they were saying before they may not be able to wait for President Trump's self-imposed countdown clock, that they may have to take matters into their own hands, take out their own strikes, albeit with inferior bombing technology on Fordo. Is the U.S. coming out in Israel's interests in a big way tonight?
Yeah, without question, coming out in favor of Israel's interests. The word victory, though, Natasha, is one that the Israelis would probably not be using tonight because they still view the assets that Iran has. You saw the strikes that they were carrying out today on drone facilities and storage centers, on ballistic missile sites, which is still a major concern that the Israelis have here. So certainly it helps attaining one of the major objectives that the Israelis had, which was helping to eliminate the nuclear threat that Iran poses. But then there's the other element as well, the military, particularly ballistic missile threat, which the Israelis have pointed to that Iran still poses against Israel. That is where work, from all indications we've heard from the Israelis, still needs to be done here. And I would say is that with the fact that you have seen the Israeli Air Force continuously carrying out strikes throughout the evening here, that is something that the Israelis are still working towards. The Prime Minister saying that they're prepared to continue on those efforts for as long as it takes, prepared for a long, drawn-out fight against Iran, but they are continuing to analyze the situation in the landscape rather rapidly here, Natasha.
Yeah, and Robert, one more question for you. We were just speaking with Brigadier General John Teichert a moment ago, and he was saying that, Israel could very much be playing a role going forward in eliminating the threat of those ballistic missiles, a threat that could even impact U.S. troops in the region coming from Iran if it does go that way. Would that be your expectation going forward, that is the role that Israel might be playing in the coming days?
Yeah, you listen to the rhetoric that has come up between Washington and Jerusalem. The Prime Minister has described the relationship presently with the United States as stronger and more tightly knit than it has ever been. So with all of the assets that Israel has in the region when it comes to defense of their territory, but there is certainly the potential for Israel playing a role in defending U.S. troops as well who are in this region. Now, that being said, I mean, you look at the map of where U.S. troops are stationed, there are plenty of U.S. troops that are stationed, not particularly in this region of the Middle East, but if you have to move east over to the Persian Gulf and to those other Gulf states. I mean, I'm thinking places in the region of Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait as well. That is a different region. That is a bit removed from Israel. That's not to say that the Israeli Air Force can't be used in order to help defend American assets as well. But it is a large region, and there are American assets and American troops all over it. Natasha.
Really appreciate it. Robert Sherman with that live report in Tel Aviv tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.